Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Newage Legendary Heroes Omega Supreme version of theirs, which is of course called Michael. So this box is huge considering it's a legend sort of scale figure. This guy is looking massive, and again that's because what Newage tend to do, and in fact all third-party companies, they tend to scale their figures exactly as they should be scaled. So what we've got is, of course, we're going to do and look and see how he compares and scales with some of the other Newage figures that have been released. So again, this should be as accurate to the cartoon as what they can do. So if these are this height in robot mode, this guy's going to be much bigger. So for this video we're going to crack him out of the box right now, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're then going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes. We're going to see how he works and goes around the track, and I'm going to try and fit in as well the original Generation 1 Omega Supreme to see how he compares to that. Now as we're having a look at the beautiful artwork on the box, I need to first and foremost thank Shozy, because that's where this came from, and as you can see it came to me nice and safely. And the other thing I need to do is give a huge thank you to channel member and friend Adam Graham, because this is his and he has very kindly gonna let me open it, unbox it and review it for the channel. So huge thank you to him. So without further ado, let's open it up. Now this again is completely new to me. I'm very new to the Legends collecting, reviewing, etc. And again, that's why it's really nice that people like this are generous enough to lend me their figures to do reviews on. But what I'm trying to say as well is I've not seen, which might be a little bit of a negative thing, who knows, I've not seen any reviews on this so far. I've seen an abundance of photos because I've featured it and highlighted it on numerous occasions on my actual YouTube itself, but I've not seen it in hand. I've not seen any reviews on it. There's a little screwdriver there. Now I'm presuming that's for when we want to attach the batteries to it, because again I do believe, exactly like the Generation 1 figure, it is a motorized toy. Now the negative thing that I've found so far with third-party toys is the instructions aren't the greatest, so you're gonna have to bear with me with that as well. That is, as you can see, the instructions, they're literally just pictures, no actual instructions at all. Now if this isn't sellotape type, you're gonna have to excuse, it's not, you're just gonna have to excuse the noise as I literally just take him straight out of the box. And I'm completely stunned at how big this guy is. There's a little screwdriver and indeed a little screw. There's some nice protective packaging there, and oh my days, does this guy feel heavy. And I mean, he really does feel heavy. Now he can't even fit in the screenshot, so let me see if I just bring his feet down like so. Wow, I'm scared already. Let's lift this, I'll move it back just for a second, just to have a quick look at him. And I think because he's in robot mode already, I'm going to definitely have to go and get the G1 version, and we're going to put him right next to him and see how they compare. So there we go, I've gone and got my original Generation 1 figure and put him next to him, and I'm already stunned that, as I predicted, or as I was thinking in my head, shall I say, he's bigger than the Generation 1 original figure. But what I want to do and what I want to show people is what I meant and what I was talking about with regards to scale. So this is a brilliant example of it. So of course we love the old original figures, I absolutely adore them, but there of course is an Optimus Prime G1 with a Generation 1 Omega Supreme. So as you can see, compared to the cartoons, and I suppose compared to what would be classed as real life, the scale is absolutely nowhere near. Whereas if we get Newage's David, which is of course their take on Optimus Prime, that is a much more realistic scale of what the true representation in the cartoon was exactly like. And that is of course what makes these figures so good. So let me just move these out of the way. And I think what we'll do is, funnily enough, we'll just do a few comparisons. We'll do some side-by-sides, etc., just to give you an idea of, I suppose, how much better it is. Of course, the old toy was very much what's known as a parts former. If you're unsure what you mean about that, is all of these pieces here, they came apart, they were held together by these clips, and you literally just broke it apart and built up the others. I like the fact that even though they don't need to have these on, these are just decorated on there, shall we say. These as well with the wings, this isn't all of them. It looks like all of these are folded in on themselves. Yes, you can see inside there that there's some more hidden under there, whereas with the G1 figure I've got the other attachments to these kept safe. Also as well, you can hear how hollow this is. This guy's got some serious weight to him. I'm going to move the original one out of the way for now, and I'm going to attempt to do some first impressions because there's just no space. And I want to do him some justice, to be honest. So straight away, let's have a look at the beautiful head sculpt. That is G1, 100% down to a T. This lifts up, that must be transformation. The head has got full articulation, up, down, around. I'm probably going to have to come back to this a few times because I guarantee I'm going to miss a few things out, but I'm going to do my best. So the shoulders swivel, lovely, nice and smooth, out to the side, ratchet joints you can hear clicking, rotation just underneath. No, I was going to say no bicep flexion because he hasn't really got one. I'm predicting that's transformation purposes only why that's going back. With regards to the other arm, same again, swivel. That's got a bicep flexion because of course that moves. There's articulation at every single point on that claw. There is a waist swivel, even though it's just a fraction above the waist, but that's absolutely fine. We've got a ab crunch, unbelievable, even on a figure like this. Again, robust clicking. Yeah, you can hear that. So that's the swivel. Now the legs look like they're going to have ratchets on them. I wonder how loud they're going to be. So yep, out to the side, all the way up, and nice and careful down. Kick to the front. That's making a right racket. I hope I don't wake my kids up. And bring it back. So for that reason, I'm going to go nice and careful. Nope, that's fine. Yeah, so it won't come any further back than that. It's hindered, but it kicks all the way forward like so, and then it will kick or go out to the side. This has got to be for transformation. Again, don't know 100%, we will see soon, but if you wanted to, you could take this guy, yeah, make him do the splits like so. He will bend at the knee backwards as well, which is great, and there is an ankle tilt. There's not a press down, there's just the tilt by the look of it. Overall, and again, I don't know too much about this guy. I'm going to have a decent play with him now. But first impressions of him in robot mode are spectacular. I can't tell where the battery cover is or whatever. I really don't know at the moment. That's exactly what I do with this channel. And with my reviews, I'm as honest as possible from the very get-go. And I think at the moment, that's all there is to do and say about him in robot mode. I'm going to have a quick go and a play with him to work out how to get him into another mode, and we will see you right back in a different mode. Okay, then we're back, and as you can see, we've broken him down into his pieces. I'm going to be uploading a separate transformation process video for you all as well, but at the moment I'm just struggling to fit him all in, and I'm going to be going back to robot mode as well because I found a few more features whilst dismantling him. So as you can see, he is a bit of a parts former, exactly the same as the original one in honesty, but what it's done is given me a good opportunity to have a look at these, as I say, in a little bit more detail, and that's exactly what I'm now able to show you guys as well. So what we'll do then, we'll start off with the tank, which is brilliant. It is so good. These little guns can come out as well. Now I was intending to put the battery in as well. I think I showed you in the parts where I was taking it a bit that there was a little screwdriver that come with him, and I've took these off and I've had a look inside, and I've got to confess it's a battery I have not seen before at all ever, but I'll probably do an updated video once I've managed to find one of them. Now what you do need to know about underneath this is you've got these tiny little I suppose levers here. Now if you are planning on putting the batteries in, you do need to press these in to lift these up, and that is what will keep the tank in the grooves so it'll follow around the track. So that is something that you do need to be aware of. I'm just going to pop these in though for now because I'm not going to be turning it on. The tank itself though, of course, full 360-degree rotation, and you can move. Can you? Let me have a look. Again, I've been a little bit scared with a few of these. You can't really move that. I don't think. That's why I'm going to come back to robot mode in a second, because I found other things out that I didn't realise you could do. But there's the tank, and I think this was pretty much his chest piece, to be honest, with his head, because yeah, there's the original head folded underneath and tucked inside there. Right, so these were the legs, and everything cascaded out, which is brilliant. And indeed, you have to swivel these around. I'm going to try again, while I've got these like this, to build it all up for you. So what we've got, if I move these out of the way, because again, there's a few special features that I really want to show you as well. So this was, of course, the main I suppose main body part, not torso, because these were the thighs which are folded out. This was the back which held everything inside. And then what we've got here, you need to fold these out. These are on the top of the thighs. This folded out now means that we can get which were the feet, and then we can attach these into this little hole here like so. So that'll just tab into place. Once again, as I just said, I will be lifting it up. In fact, whilst it's this way around, and you can see this was really clever. I'll definitely show you this. These were the parts that were obviously on his legs. They literally just condense and come in and out like so. They will just rest as ramps on the back there like that. Now these will probably fall out as I spin it round. Oh no, they won't, which is good, so I can keep them there. This of course was the other leg, exactly the same. There's the foot, exactly the same principle. Let's lock this in here. Now what I love about pretty much any figure, Newage do this brilliantly. I think Motormaster did a few of the figures. In fact, Masterpiece Trailbreaker did it as well. I love figures that just, you know, all the parts just come out of them. So of course these were attached via the back, only these. Now there's no other parts because all the other rest of the track is literally inside. So I say, although I've not got the full transformation on here, I wanted to show you bits like this, and you can see there how that is indeed going to slot over. In fact, the main feet will slot over it. I'll try, as I say, in a sec to pick it up and show you. I'm going to keep it, this is going to, there you are, so this will fold out like so. And I don't know if you can see, if I push that a little bit further there, lift this part up, yeah, you can just about make out that I'm lifting that up and clicking it over. And then, as I say, the tank would go on here and he would go around, no problem whatsoever. I'm just going to pop that there for a second. This is the rocket. This is quite clever as well. Of course, all the claws move, but then there's an additional part here. Where is it? Can I see if I can find it? There it is. This part here has a drawbridge or a fold out. Let me see if I can unhook it. There we go. And again, this would come out and indeed again then fold out there, so you can put the rocket and have that again. As I say, it's a bit of a play set. Now this isn't a negative thing. This, I mean, I think with Newage, what I'm getting used to is the fact that all of their robots scale incredibly well. But of course, the play set, the base mode or the alternate mode, shall we say, especially for this, doesn't really go. And I suppose the main proof of that is if I bring in some of the other Newage figures. So, you know, there's Newage David, Shockwave, etc. You can see that they're huge. But if you've got any of these figures knocking around, they were officially released by Takara, called the World's Smallest Transformers. So I've got a few of them here. There's quite a few actually to collect now, whereas this, if I was to put Optimus Prime there, these seem to scale much better. There was also some other third-party companies like Just Toys or Just It Toys who made the Dinobots as well. I've done videos on these as well, guys. If you're unsure of what they are, check out the World's Smallest Transformers or the Just Toys Dinobots playlists on here, because there's quite a few of them. As you can see, these scale really well with it, even better than the core class figures, because the core class figures are still a little bit too big, to be honest. There's a third party stepper, and indeed I've got a third party Acid Storm there as well. So you can see how well that these do in fact scale. There's the screwdriver. As I said, it does come with a little spare screw as well, which is brilliant just in case you lose it. And as I said, I was going to show you it by unscrewing these, but I haven't got a battery, so I'll do an updated video. I just want to get this out to you guys straight away. And I suppose to prove that the world's smallest figures sort of work, there is, although he won't fit in the rocket, but you can imagine him coming out, shall we say, of there like that. So these, as I say, these really do work, and they really do work quite well with them. So as promised, let's see if I can pick this up just to give you an idea of what it looks like. So it is quite big. As you say, it scales really well with the world's smallest transformers, but I don't know anybody, but if you're one of these people, if you're going to leave me a comment, if you're going to be displaying him in this base, I mean, you never know, you might be a little bit like myself and be displaying in both modes and have two, but I think it is a good alternate mode. It is a nice bit of a play set, but I would imagine that everybody would be pretty much displaying him in robot mode, which, to be honest, is what we're going to go back to, do a couple more comparisons, and indeed show you a few of the other features that I didn't realize he had until I started to take it away. So let's come back for the final time in his robot mode. So then, very quickly, back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and the main reason for that is because that is how I am going to be displaying him. So a couple of things that I did want to show you that I missed out first time around, and first and foremost is quite obviously it's this little bit on the back of his head. This was tucked away nice and neatly in there, but you can of course flip this out. What I like about that is it's not too big, it's not huge, whereas the original Generation 1 was absolutely massive, and that was, to be honest, what was broken more often than not on the actual figure. And also these, I didn't even realize that they did this until I've just done the transformation process. You've got all these rockets inside there as well, which again just makes him look even better. So last few quick comparisons then, and size display ideas. As I said, I mentioned about the scale. When he's in robot mode, you can see that they do scale much better with the robot mode sort of scale. But again, if you were interested, because I did get them out, there is the world's smallest Transformers Optimus Prime, and these are the other ones as well. In fact, I don't know if you can see them. I thought I'd just pop them up on here again, because obviously we saw them in, no, you can't see it because of the you saw them in the robot mode, sorry, in the alternate mode. So let's just bring him back even further. Now you'll be able to see. So these are great. These, as I say, are official Takara products, and then your third-party ones are the Dinobots. So again, they all sort of work really well with this guy, and I haven't got a bad word to say about him, in honesty. I'm super intrigued to see all the other redecos of him. I believe there's going to be 8. I think we've seen either 6 or 7 so far. If they do a version colour scheme based on Omega Supreme, the Action Master, I will be incredibly impressed. But in the meantime, there he is. I'll probably do a recap as soon as I can work out and find out what exactly battery he's going to use. But in the meantime, there's nothing else more to say about him. He is spectacular, he is sturdy, he is robust, and he's just a great figure. So there you go, guys. That is Newage's Michael. Hope you enjoyed looking at him. Let me know if you've got one in the comments, because again, I was a little bit late getting hold of this compared to some people. But or maybe you're going to order one now, or maybe you're like me, maybe have a look at some other of the redecos as well. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.